Right, so this is the question that I'm going to be going through today, and you could take a look at it yourself and maybe stop the video and see if you can answer it, and then I'm going to go through the answer. It's one of these questions that you typically see on the social media things where people say follow me and so forth. I guess they want to get some user engagement. So let's go ahead and try and do this question. And the answers are or at least the options for the answers are at the top. So you've got option A, which is 20, 90, and 10. Option B, which is 20, 20, and 20. Option C, which is 10, 100, and 110. And then option D, which is none of the above. And we can sort of like go through and estimate and see why this will be the case. But what I'm going to do in the meantime is just minimize the actual question and kind of like put it to the side just so that we've got it to hand. And then switch over to our VS Code, and let's just have a little browse of the actual question again there. So what we have is we'll copy the actual text, but we start off with something with a number in Python. So we've got number equals 10. We're literally just copying the code of the question, and then we define a function. So def of a function, quickly define a function. They called it func, so we'll call it func. There we go. And inside of the function, the first thing is, or the signature, it takes number equals to 0. So what does this even do? It assigns 0 to this variable that comes into the actual function, and this variable is called number. And this number is not the same as that number. This could have been called like A, but we'll do Control Z. It's called number. There's no doc string in there, but I'll just leave the doc string as it is. And then inside the function, it says number. And if you're familiar with most of the other languages, the plus equals means increment by a value of, and in our case, we're incrementing it by a value of 90. And then finally, we're just going to return the number. Now, the final line of the question is, the final two lines is just set number is equal to 20. Maybe it throws some confusion, maybe it doesn't, and then print, and then number, and also print func, and finally with the brackets, and finally func, and then the value of 10. Now, from the question, I guess we could infer some things already, like, for example, whatever this function is here, this one's likely to be a number that's 10 above it. So if it's like 50, then the answer will be 60. If it's 70, the answer will be 80. So like you could do some inferences straight away. And if you were to do that, that would lead you to A and C straight away off the bat. The other thing to do is possibly notice that we've got a number here, which is 10, but then we've got a whole bunch of stuff in here. Now, everything in here is encapsulated inside the function, so it's in the local scope of the function. That's what it's said to be. It's not in the global scope. So the only things in the global scope are the number here, and then its reassignment of itself to a different number. So it starts at 10, and then it gets changed to the value of 20 in the global scope, and that's what we're printing. So again, one of the hints might be we're looking for something, at least the first value of the print statement, which is number, is going to be the last assigned value of number, which should then be 20. So again, we're looking for a question that starts at 20. Now, already inferring from that leads at least me initially to believe that the answer should be A. But let's just go and explore this further anyway. What does this all do? So I guess this question partly is to teach us what a default value is. So when we call func here, we're saying if we don't put any arguments in here, number is initially going to start at 0. And then we're going to increment it from 0 to 90. And then we're going to return that. So this should be 20. Let's actually put these out here now. So we should have a print statement that looks like this, which is 20 And then let's just get rid of that. And then our next value should be 90. And then finally here, if we've got func, we've already said this, but this one's probably going to return 10 more than the last one, just because it starts at 10 higher, and we've only got additions in here. So if our number did start at 10 this time, so number equals 10 rather than being equal to 0, we'd have 90 plus 10, which would be 100. So we would get 100 back. And that therefore leads us to believe that the answer is A. And if you did get the answer, give yourself a big tick. Also, if you found this useful, hit the like button, hit the follow button, and share this question out with other people. And if you have any questions or didn't understand it, definitely post your questions in as well. So that's it, a simple function with a signature in Python.